When we talk about classic watches, most people immediately think of luxury icons with a long history. Models like the Cartier Tank, Rolex Submariner, Omega Speedmaster, AP Royal Oak, and others. These watches, in both design and mechanics, hold an almost timeless place. No one can deny that they're legends in the watch world, but all of them are luxury pieces, and they cost a fortune. Do you really need to go broke to own a classic? Of course not. Classic doesn't mean luxury. Just look at the car industry. Think of the Ford Model T, the Volkswagen Beetle, the Mazda MX-5, or the Honda Cub. All of them are classics in the history of cars and mopeds. Thanks to their simple, practical design, they won people's hearts in a different way and left an unforgettable mark on history. Even someone like Ed Sheeran, who owns a collection of luxury watches, including custom Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet, is often seen wearing a simple G-Shock that costs under $200. It shows that even among collectors of high-end brands, G-Shock is recognized as a true classic because of its practicality and style. Casio's watchmaking history is only a few decades long. Unlike the Swiss brands, they can't point to centuries of tradition. So how did G-Shock become a classic? Casio didn't start with watches. Founded in 1946, the company first made mechanical parts, later moving into electronic calculators. Casio's strength was miniaturization, the ability to make components like microprocessors and digital displays small. Those same skills laid the foundation for electronic watches. Then came the 1970s, the era of the quartz revolution. Quartz watches were cheaper, more reliable, and above all, far more accurate than Swiss mechanical ones. Seiko, Citizen, and Casio rose quickly, shaking Switzerland's dominance. It was Japan's golden era, not just in watches, but also in cars, motorcycles, and cameras, which transformed global industries with their quality. Quartz watches hit the hardest. If mechanical watches were like horse-drawn carriages, quartz was the Toyota Camry. A carriage needs a horse, a coachman, daily feeding, cleaning, repairs, and a vet when the horse gets sick. A Camry just needs gas. It runs faster, longer, and you can leave it untouched for a month without a problem. If something breaks, it's fixed in a day or two. With a horse, problems take weeks. That's the scale of the change quartz brought to the Swiss industry. Quartz watches were cheaper and more practical, which made them mainstream. Office workers, construction workers, police officers, firefighters, everyone started wearing them. But in tough conditions, quartz watches often broke. Replacing them wasn't expensive, but for people in demanding jobs, constant replacements added up. That's why in the late 70s, many brands tried to build tougher watches. Some improved water resistance, others improved durability. But shock resistance still remained unsolved. Casio realized that to truly build a shock-proof watch, they needed to rethink the design completely. In 1981, Casio created Project Team Tough, led by a young engineer Kikuo Ibe. He studied mechanical engineering and joined Casio's watch design division in 1976. As a child, his father gave him a watch he loved, until one day, he dropped and broke it. That moment sparked the thought, what if a watch could never be broken? Years later, it became his mission with G-Shock. Casio poured everything into the project. Compared to mechanical watches, quartz models were simpler and easier to reinforce. They didn't have gears or springs, just a lightweight LCD. Casio also developed a special resin case, lighter than metal but better at absorbing impact. Still, the prototypes kept breaking. The case would survive, but the inside mechanism was destroyed. That's when eBay realized it wasn't just the case that needed change, it was the entire structure. The solution? Suspend the module inside the case, cushioned by polyurethane foam and rubber gaskets, so it floated in the center. When dropped, it shifted slightly, absorbing the shock. They reinforced the display, the circuit board, the battery compartment, and the buttons too. The team built more than 200 prototypes. Each one was dropped from a third-floor window, more than 200 times. Hope, failure, but also constant improvements. And after 2 years, they succeeded. The watch could survive a 10-meter fall. eBay named it G-Shock, from gravity and shock.
Presenting the G-Shock watch from Casio. The water-resistant sports watch that's ready for action. With a built-in shock absorber. It's tough. So tough, this G-Shock can take a slap in the face and not even flinch. The Casio G-Shock. One tough watch to beat. The G-Shock is only one of Casio's unbeatable high-tech products.
In 1983, the first model, the DW5000C, was released. But in Japan, sales were terrible. The Japanese preferred classic, elegant watches as fashion accessories. Something that looked like a digital multimeter didn't appeal to them. But in the US, it was a completely different story. Workers, soldiers, firefighters, and police loved the strength and reliability. Parents bought G-Shocks for their kids, knowing they could survive anything. Students picked them up, and soon G-Shock had become a trend. That same year, the quartz crisis peaked. Swiss brands were collapsing. Swatch Group was founded, and the world had fully entered the quartz era. Casio saw the potential and doubled down, turning G-Shock into a brand in its own right. In 1984, they launched the WW5300, a military model resistant to minus 30 degrees Celsius. In 1987, the DW5600 appeared. Compact, durable, with the now iconic square design. Through the late 80s and early 90s, Casio kept improving. G-Shocks became smaller, lighter, and instantly recognizable with their bold, muscular square shape. Casio also made a bold sales move, putting G-Shock into big-box stores like Walmart. At the time, most watch brands avoided mass retail, afraid it would hurt their image. For G-Shock, it was perfect. Affordable, tough, reliable, and available to everyone. In 1990 came the DW5900, the first with 3 subdials. It became a hit among US skateboarders and extreme sports fans, and that trend quickly spread to Japan. Soon, G-Shock was not just a tough tool, but also a fashion accessory, embraced by street culture and even celebrities. From the 90s onward, Casio never stopped innovating. Every year brought something new. The DW6300 Frogman in 1993 was the first G-Shock certified for diving. The DW6600 in 1994 introduced a backlight, becoming a favorite of US Navy SEALs. The 1995 Mudman was built for the desert with a dust-proof case. In 1998, the DW9300 Raceman was equipped with the tough solar technology, which surpassed the previous 10-year battery life. In 1999, Casio released the MTG, the first G-Shock models with a metal case. Like the MRG series, they became a premium line in the mid to high-end price segment. In fact, since the 1990s, G-Shock has been striving for innovation every year, creating models with different combinations of features for different groups of users. It's hard to list them all, so I'll just mention a couple more examples. In 2013 came the GW9400 Rangeman, a survivalist's dream. Solar power, radio sync, altimeter, thermometer, barometer, everything for the outdoors. It became a favorite among adventurers and special forces worldwide. And then, in 2019, came the GA2100, nicknamed the Casio oak for its resemblance to the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. While the shape was a tribute, the design combined G-Shock's muscular toughness with analog digital functionality, bold bezel text, and a huge variety of colors. It was an instant hit, loved by both watch enthusiasts and streetwear fans. That's the story of G-Shock. Casio never set out to create a classic, but by always focusing on what people needed, they built one step by step and created a legend. And while G-Shock keeps evolving, the most beloved models are still the simple, timeless ones like the DW5600 with basic functions: time, date, alarm, stopwatch, affordable materials. But simplicity and toughness made them indispensable. That's why G-Shock remains so strong in the market. Not luxurious, but precise, tough, and durable. The most reliable companion on your wrist. Every G-Shock is built for a purpose. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like button, share it with friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks again, and bye.